let's talk about disagreeing with your boss. I know. It sounds like a fast track to an awkward conversation, or worse. But what if I told you that staying silent is actually the bigger risk? Today, we're going to break down the playbook for turning that scary conversation into one of your most powerful professional tools.
Oh, yeah, we've all been there. You get that knot in your stomach, you're worried about being seen as difficult or not a team player. But here's the thing, that silence, it's actually holding the team back. The research is pretty clear. When we hold back, it doesn't just limit our own careers, it actually hurts the company's results.
So the goal here isn't to just avoid conflict altogether. Nope, it's to get really good at it. We're going to show you exactly how to move away from those destructive arguments, the kind that just make everyone defensive, and into constructive debates that actually build respect and lead to some amazing breakthroughs.
We've laid this out for you as a complete playbook. Seriously. We're going to start with the why behind it all, then give you a strategic checklist. After that, a super simple formula with scripts you can literally use tomorrow. And just in case, we'll even cover what to do if things don't go so smoothly.
Okay, first things first, we have to completely reframe this whole idea of disagreement. This is not about being a troublemaker, it's about being a contributor, a valuable one. So the foundation for all of this is a concept from Harvard's Amy Edmondson called psychological safety. All it really means is that there's a shared belief on the team that you can take a risk, like, say, challenging an idea, without getting punished for it. Honestly, without this, everything else we're about to talk about just doesn't work. And here's the big payoff. Academics call it constructive controversy, but you and I can just call it making way better decisions. See, when teams actually welcome different points of view, they catch their blind spots, they get more creative, and they solve problems way faster. That little disagreement you're holding back, it might just be the one thing that saves the entire project. Okay, so you've got a different take on things. The first impulse might be to just jump in. But hold on. A little strategy here goes a long way. Let's run through a quick risk assessment to figure out if now is really the right time.
Before you open your mouth, just run through this mental checklist. First, is this a really big deal? Like, are we talking safety, ethics, a huge cost? Or is it just a minor preference? Do you have actual data, or is it just a gut feeling? And this one's crucial. Is there a trusted colleague, a sponsor who sees it the same way and can back you up? See, this turns it from an emotional reaction into a smart, strategic move.
And let's be super clear about the bottom line here. If the issue is important, I mean truly important, like ethics or safety, and you have the evidence to back it up, then you have a professional duty to speak up. The question isn't if you should say something anymore, it's how.
Okay, you've gone through the checklist, and it's a go. Now what? This is where a simple, repeatable formula becomes your absolute best friend. It takes all the guesswork out of it and sets you up for success before you even begin.
It's a really simple 3-step formula, and it's all designed to make sure you both feel like you're on the same team. You start by agreeing on the goal, then you present some objective facts, and finally, you offer a way forward. Think of it like this. You're not there to poke a hole in their plan. You're there to help build a stronger one together. Let's break this down. Step 1. State your positive intent. You start by saying out loud that you both want the same thing. This is huge. It immediately frames you as a partner, not someone who's there to pick a fight. Then comes step 2, the pivot to data. Now, notice what's happening here. This isn't an opinion. It's not, I hate this new flow. It's an objective, totally unemotional fact. Data is neutral ground, and it invites curiosity instead of defensiveness. And finally, step 3, the magic step. You provide a solution. You're not just dropping a problem on their desk and walking away. You're offering a concrete, helpful next step. And this is key, you're volunteering to do the work. It shows you're all in on that shared goal you talked about back in step 1. So that's the formula. Pretty simple, right? Now let's see how it sounds in the real world with some scripts you can actually adapt for your next tough conversation. This situation. We've all been there. The pressure is on, the deadline's right there, but you can see a big problem on the horizon. This is your classic high-stakes moment. You see how this script just nails the formula. It starts by aligning on success. I want this launch to be successful. Then it brings in neutral evidence, the QA report. And finally, it proposes a specific low-risk alternative. It's professional, it's constructive, and it's just so much more effective. Okay, let's dial it up a notch. This one's even tougher. We're not just talking about strategy anymore.
This is a potential ethics or compliance problem. The stakes are way higher and you can feel the tension.
Now, this script is firm, for sure, but it's not an attack. And the key is how it frames the concern. It's not about you versus me. It's about protecting the company. This is called duty of care framing, and it shifts the entire conversation away from a personal fight and towards a shared professional responsibility.
Okay, but let's be realistic for a second. Even with the perfect formula and the most brilliant script, a conversation can still go wrong. What do you do if your boss gets defensive or even angry? You've got to have a safety net.
Probably the most powerful tool in your toolbox here is switching from you statements to I statements. You're wrong feels like an attack, but I had a different read on the data. That's just a perspective. It completely reframes the conversation from an accusation into an invitation to be curious, and that changes the whole dynamic. And if things do start to go sideways, you shift into this 4-step safety mode. Number 1, stay calm. Do not engage emotionally. Afterwards, privately write down what happened. Then follow up with a short, professional email that gives you a paper trail. And finally, if you still feel like things are unresolved, please don't hesitate to get some coaching from a mentor you trust or even HR. This is all about protecting yourself and your professional standing. So let's pull all this together into your final take-home playbook. First, decide if the issue is really worth it. If it is, frame the conversation with our 3-step formula. Align on the goal, present the facts, and offer a solution. Always, always use I language to keep things constructive. And you know what? Start practicing this stuff in low-stakes situations. The more you do it, the more confident and effective you're going to become.
Let's end on the most important idea of all. When you do this right, disagreeing isn't about winning an argument or being disrespectful. It's about being a steward for the best possible outcome. And when you start seeing your contribution not as conflict, but as an act of professional care, well, that changes everything. Your approach, your confidence, and ultimately your entire career.